facts and things that one knows and one can analyze. Yes, there have been killings, whether both sides or whatever. There are killings going on in Nigeria even as we speak. But have you listened to the interview? I think it was Professor Bolaji Akinyemi. I don't know when he granted that interview. When he said that the Boko Haram, it was part of the Boko Haram panel or whatever of the government, and there were reports that some white men were the ones dropping arms. Said the villagers around saw white men dropping arms and so on around. I think I've seen that video long enough to believe that that video is true. That, in fact, I would almost think that I watched the interview myself, and that initially they thought that they were French people, but later it was discovered that they were suspected to be Americans. So here we are. We have a problem. Question number one, we need to ask who caused the problem. Question number two, we need to ask who financed the problem. Question number three, we need to ask what is the interest of those who caused the problem or are causing the problem. Question number four is that we need to be non-emotional. We need to sit back. You've been robbed, you've been raped, you've been what? When you want to go for succor, you want to make sure you do not add to your problem. That is the position we are in. And I'll leave it at that. I'll leave you to decipher all that. There is nobody, no American president who will lose one American blood because of another person unless he has interest. So the question is, what is the interest? Think about that. And you come to help us. There's no this idea of help that we have in this country, where your rich brother must help you. It doesn't work out. It is simply a matter of interest. And imagine that you went to the you went to the police station only to discover that the person who robbed you is the DPO of the police station. I mean, we need to stop being emotional. I'm not talking about the context of Christians or Muslims. That I will not get involved in because it is more emotional than factual. So I don't know. And besides, there is so much disinformation. And so there are so many people that are complicit in this great conspiracy to bring this country down, that you might end up looking stupid and shooting yourself, not in the leg, but shooting yourself in the head. That how could I have been involved in all this? This issue goes deeper, far deeper than you would imagine. Military are complicit. Media are complicit. Top politicians are complicit. A lot of our elite are complicit. A lot of them unknowingly. I've been a journalist since 1975. I know what I'm talking about. A lot of them unknowingly. So Nigerians need to be very careful the situation that we are in. Let me also, have you thought of something? Nigeria now is surrounded virtually by 3 or 4 countries with military governments that are backed by Russia somewhat. And you think that somebody will not think that he should have a presence in that region? How did Nigeria get to where it is today? Who are the people who tilted us in this direction? I heard a lot on the radio that I just shook my head. We don't understand. Who are those who tilted us in this direction? And you better get ready. After this is the economic crisis you are going to face. And you still be called on these people. After they have pushed you, you have been pushed into taking all kinds of loans. They tell you infrastructure loan, this one loan, all the loans you have been taking. Not very few has come to fruition. Because they know the money is going to come back. I go and ask Sheriff for a loan. I take the money. I take the money. I ask. No, Sheriff comes to ask me for a loan on behalf of Nigeria Info. He takes the money and gives it to my wife to keep. Nigerians, this is the time we should know where we are going. This is the time we should put on our thinking cap. I understand the problem we are in, and there's hardly anybody that will not react the way we have reacted. But do not score an own goal. Thinking that somebody will come and bring his country people to come, because there's no conflict that it doesn't go. Will come and bring his people to come and die, simply because it doesn't happen that way. And we must get that right. Some of the people who have been used now, I'm sure they'll be looking downcast. Nobody knows where this is going to end. And remember, when conflict starts, nobody wears a badge. Nobody wears a badge. There is Africa also. We have a Ministry of Solid Minerals, blah blah blah. It would be nice to bring Mr. Laki here and tell us what are the minerals that Nigeria has and what can it be done with. Then you will begin to understand. Then look at the world in a balance. As yesterday now, I heard Chad has closed its borders. Some of the other countries will go. If there is a flow, for example, if there is any flow, let's even imagine that, okay, bombing and whatever starts, everybody is going to run down south. Where is that going to leave us? Look at the other countries that have been so-called helped. The countries that were attacked because of weapons of mass destruction, only for us to learn years later that there was nothing like that. But see where the country is. So we need to be very, very careful. And when I said, I'm sorry to bring this up, when I doubted the competence of this new government, I've been proven right. How can you have had 2 years of governance and you have no ambassadors? You have nobody, no ambassador that is. Because see, you have to learn to live with the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's what diplomacy is all about. There is no friend anywhere. There is interest. Who has been protecting the interests of our country? Who has been liaising with this America, for example, in a very deft manner? There is no country that is your friend. The Russians are not your friend. The Chinese are not your friend. It's all about interest. And the day that interest is gone, look at what is happening now in our mineral sector. Even our traditional rulers have become complicit in that area. Now they are buying Rolls Royces, they are doing things, making money off the people, and we are getting poorer and poorer. So you didn't have ambassadors for 2.5 years. Of course, the other side will feel neglected. So if you were the American president and for 2 years you don't have a Nigerian ambassador, what would you think? And then the president is attending BRICS, is going to Brazil, is going to this, is going to that. What signal does that give? You see, it's much more complex than most people think. It's unfortunate that our people are dying, but more will on all sides, unless we get ourselves together and put our thinking caps on. Who are the people when we wanted to when we acquired Tacoma jets and so on and so forth? Who blocked us from using them? Why? It's questions that need to be answered. So all said and done, it's not a government problem. The government itself is seriously infiltrated, political level all the way down. When you have a Muslim ticket as a president at the top, when we were telling the APC that this thing has implications, it has implications. It's beyond winning elections. They were all concerned with winning the election. It's my turn, it's my turn, it's your turn. See where we are now. The optics has done us in that area. The next crisis we are going to have in about 3-4 years from now is the hole we are digging now with the amount of debts that we have. Because whatever anybody can tell you, a debt is a debt, it has to be repaid. If you don't repay it, it will lead to crisis. So, and we have to be very careful. Who wrote the reports that Nigeria was going to disintegrate by 2015? Are they God? Was it a spiritual prediction? And since around that time up till now, look at the way the country is being virtually dismembered. What is holding this country together now is thinner than the string you pull from a spider's web. So we all got to be careful. Some of our people are complicit, they don't even know. They feel, these are our friends, they're going to save us. There are no friends in these things, their interests. How do you align with their interests? So politics is a game. Any president that wanted to, and that's why I always give kudos to the late Obafemi Awolowo. A president that knew that he was his turn and wanted, long before he took office, he should have had his president in mind, the ambassador to certain major countries and to the UN to keep him in track. The next story we are going to look at will enforce what I'm saying, and you will see the problem where we are. I'll let Sheriff go to the next problem.
Before we move on to the next story,
Sorry.
I'd like to ask about your position on Donald Trump threatening invasion. What's your position on that?
That's what I just.
You largely just focus on Nigeria. I needed to focus on Donald Trump's.
First of all, this I was having an argument with somebody who believes so much in Trump and so on and so forth. It's not a Trump issue; it's an American issue, and it's not about American interest. Period. Donald Trump just happens to be the president. The American interest is permanent. It depends on how each ruler now handles the American interests. Whether he wants to handle it in a ruthless manner or wants to handle it in a diplomatic manner. After all, Obama was the president when America stopped us from getting the Tacoma deaths, and so he was a very friendly guy. So the American interest, to my mind, is sacrosanct and is there. Is the methodology of the whatever that, and I don't blame them. We are the ones who don't have an interest. We don't. The interest of most of our leaders is to enrich themselves. And America, I believe, I could be wrong, is use and dump. Once when you are useful, they will use you. When they feel that you've expired, they will dump you. I think that is also applying in this case. Part of our problem with America is see finish with their rulers. What do they want on see finish? They know them from top to bottom. And so you must find the deft way. Tinubu, he seemed to avoid America. He seemed to, maybe he didn't. You don't have an ambassador, you don't have this, you don't that. You haven't visited the States for 2 years. And so all these little things add up. And then when it's time, and again, I like to advise our elite. For example, I heard my Aburo FFK, who would have been, but for Providence, maybe would have been the spokesperson of the country saying, we are going to go to war. We are ready for them. Who are the we? Who are the we? Only saying, let them bring it on. Also, I heard that Asari and all these people say, let them bring it on.
Maybe they're trying to be patriots.
No,
they're trying to be.
No. I mean, the one of FFK is very, very intelligent. He's well read. He's well exposed. But I think there's something wrong somewhere. I don't want to go there. There's something wrong somewhere.
We're going to move on to our next story. This is page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Tinubu moves to appoint new ambassadors amid U.S. tension.
Yeah, you see? This is what my late mother used to call campaign after election. But listen to this. Okay, so there's a quick move now, and they want to appoint ambassadors. But listen to what they have there. An official says, an assistant who spoke on a monitor or whatever, I didn't give his name, it is going to be concluded very time. They are just cleaning it up now. Because since the time the president sent it to the Senate, some people on the list have died, and some have retired, are no longer eligible for appointment. Some of them have less than 1 year left in service. So it means maybe there was an initial move 2 years ago. The list has become obsolete. What kind of a country is this?
We're not just serious people.
What kind of a... It goes on to say, the list of those screened has left the Senate long ago. It has been returned to the president. Another source confirmed that security and background clearance were completed months ago. However, a revision became necessary after several nominees passed away, took new appointments, or opted out due to ill health. What kind of a country is this? This is disgraceful. It says the earlier list to the Senate is updated. Some of the nominees have died, others are no longer qualified. The quick cleanup will ensure that the final list reflects those still available and eligible. The process can be completed in a week. It doesn't take long to verify names. Dear. It's and the president was busy gallivanting everywhere, from country to country. Doing what? Looking for foreign investors with no ambassadors?
Could there be a good reason why we don't have ambassadors?
There is no good reason, Sheriff.
In 2 years.
There is no good reason. If I want to become the president of this country, I've already even have spoken to the people who are going to do that. They will be part of my inner campaign, whatever. That look, Sheriff, you are going to be the ambassador to the US. In fact, discreetly, I would have had you introduced to certain persons. This man was not ready for governance. He doesn't have the capability, and we shouldn't be ashamed to say so. He doesn't have the gravitas. He doesn't have the capability. He's a first-class politician, and he thinks only of himself. Look at the mess we are in now. We are, like I said, watch out what is going to happen in this country 2-3 years from now, when the debts are due for repayment. You will see what will happen. You will see what will happen. Look at the list. To bring out a list today, you cancel it tomorrow. You make an appointment today. Is this how a country is supposed to be run? We are the laughingstock of the whole world. Who are those, apart from those who are Nigerians, who are those who helped us, in quotes, have a kind of leader that most people, we knew about all these bala blue and all these things, we knew. Who are those who helped the process that gave us this kind of leadership? Now we don't know this thing, this current problem we have. We don't know where we are going to, where it's going to end, because the gentlemen have already made up their mind where their interest is and how they're going to get it. The rest is just moving the chessboard. Because Nigeria is surrounded.
So what's going to happen will happen anyways.
What's going to happen is going to... I don't know what is going to happen.
We don't know,
but it will happen. The rest is just managing it, looking for an excuse. And the excuse presented itself. In presenting itself, who manipulated it?
Should Nigeria realign? Should Nigeria?
Part of the solution to this thing I cannot even say on air. But what I'm thinking of, if care is not taken, would jolly well happen. I think these guys have made up their mind what they want to do. Anybody who doesn't fall in line will be taken out.
Could this be related to the rumored coup plot? Could all of these be related to the rumored coup plot?
As a journalist, I don't rule anything out. You understand what I'm saying? You've learned, you're trained, you don't rule anything out. You don't say nothing can happen. Because as a journalist, you are trained to be objective. You take the sentiments away from. I don't like the fact that Christians are killed or Muslims are killed. It doesn't make difference to me if they are killed in equal number. I don't want my citizens killed.
Simple.
But who did it and who is bringing a solution to me? Is there a nexus in that in all that? Those are the questions you should ask yourself. I don't when they say Muslims are also killed, Christians are always killed. These are Nigerians, these are human beings.
True.
These are human beings. If you keep an animal too long in your premises, you can't even kill it. The day one man years back, about 20 years ago, said, "Oga, please give me this dog." The dog was becoming too troublesome. I said, "Okay, maybe you go." We called the man Ete. And the next day we saw him walking down here with the dog dangling on his neck. He had slaughtered the poor thing. I was upset. I was weeping. Nobody wants anybody dead. It's not a matter of Christians, but Nigerians, at least the very thing you should not do is to be used to be used as an object to achieve something that you don't even know about. If you know about it and you believe in it, why not? What worries me more about this is that, Sheriff, you don't want to know the number of people that are involved in this. Then you don't want to know the number that are involved in it and don't even know that they are involved in it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
of course, of course, the media, the elites, the military, we are in soup. And should I tell you what? I can't even think of a solution right now. Because even what I think might be the solution might not be. So, we should brace ourselves. Let's all be prepared.
Okay. We're going to move on to our next story. Oba Kyolu to Lagos government. Your demolitions must have human face.
Yeah, Oba, he had a press conference yesterday and he told the government that, look, this demolition, it must have a human face. But he said something at the press conference that I think is very, very important. He debunked the statement credited to him during the 2014 electioneering campaign, where he was quoted to have said that Southeast indigenes resident in Lagos will drown in the lagoon if they betray Lagosians. He said that I think it was in 2014 there was a publication in the paper that I said Igbo in Lagos would drown in the lagoon. That was not true. That was not what I said. The person who did that havoc regretted it at the end of the day. I harbor no animosity towards the Igbo people. On the contrary, I greatly respect well-behaved individuals. Many of my commercial tenants are of Igbo origin in Lagos. They are men of integrity who have conducted themselves honorably. So I just thought it would be nice hearing this from the monarch. We have too many things, all connected in making our country unstable. Trust me on that. All connected.
Let's go to the Metro page of the Punch.
The Metro page is because there are one or two stories there that are of interest. One, Lagos opens coastal roads to traffic after gas tanker accident. That's the people in my access. And it says that the Lagos State Ministry of Transportation has secured the approval of the Ministry of Works to open the coastal road following the gridlock that occurred after a gas tanker accident in VI area of the state. This statement has been attributed to the Commissioner for Transport, and I will give him a lot of credit for that. I think we have suggested that last week.
That's right.
So the coastal road is opened. It says temporarily. My fear is that the coastal road itself doesn't get blocked due to indiscipline. That is another thing entirely. But for those residents, the coastal road is now opened. I saw another story that interested me, and it says NDLEA discovers new cannabis variant. It's called California Loud in Lagos. Oh my God! I just hope these things are not accidents. They are not accidents. These little pockets of things, this loud now. Only God knows how much they sell it. Only God knows how much of our use will. Everything is being thrown at us. Drugs, religion, name it. Just so that the boat will rock. And some of us are complicit in helping it rock. So that's about what we have. Also, there's a story here. Residents desert homes over deplorable Ogun Community Road. Residents of along Agbado, Okpailu, Itoki, and Abule areas in the area of Ogun State have lamented that people are beginning to desert their homes. Of course, we spoke about Governor Abiodun yesterday, last week, Sheriff and I. His level of incompetence is mind-boggling. Honestly, he has to be told point blank. He doesn't seem to have a clue about what it is, what governance is all about, and it's very, very strange. But there you go. During the campaign, a man was asked, where is your whatever? You said the issue is in court, and you voted for it. That's a story for another day. So that's what I thought. What about can we do the health one?
Yes, I've brought it up already.
Thank you very
before
much.
we go.
So a few stories here. Hearing voices is not a spiritual attack, says APN president. The president of the Association of Psychiatrists in Nigeria, Professor Taiwo Obindo, has cautioned Nigerians against attributing mental health symptoms such as hearing voices or seeing visions to spiritual attacks. He says there are often signs of treatable mental illnesses like depression or psychosis. I remember the interview I had with Professor Asuni is in my book on speaking in tongues and so on and so forth. I'm going to try and invite this man so that we will have a better sense of what he's saying. And he's also talking about 60% of orthopedic patients are suffering from back pain.
We have to go now. Yes, we must go.
So,
but you're back at 9?
Yes, I'm back at 9. Can I present this to you?
Okay, yes. Thank you for presenting it to me. See, I've been presented this. It's iPad.
I'm not giving you that.
That's our show, Lagos. Kofi is back. Good morning to you.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.